Confidence to live free, knowing they're safe from terror in their own community, and so they can pursue.
We're here to fix the machine.
Battlefield Live. You're listening to the Battlefield Live with Chris and Trey from Lanterns Radio Network and WGSO 990 AM. I want to thank you for joining us today, and we have a ton of things to talk about, as usual. And, Trey, how's the weather over there in New Orleans?
It's not that good today, I'm not going to lie. It's wet, it's nasty, it's overcast. It's been raining pretty much all morning, and it pretty much sucks.
Really? So, it is nice and beautiful over here in Prairieville. I'm actually, if you all don't know, I sometimes on occasion air from, I guess you would say the Battlefield Bunker, Trey?
Yeah, that's fair enough. Battlefield Bunker.
The Battlefield Bunker. And if you ever watched our show on Facebook, which we're streaming right now on Facebook, you'll actually get to see the Battlefield Bunker. And you can check that out at facebook.com/LanternsBuzz. So Chris is good over there, huh? Our producer Chris is always a fantastic.
No, not really. I mean, he said he could be better. That's for sure.
He could be better.
Chris,
All
look,
right.
Chris is the only honest person that I've come across that I can remember. That you see somebody and you're like, hey man, what's happening? What's up? Well, how's it going?
Right.
Any variation of those three? Chris is the only guy I know who. Producer Chris is the only guy I know who actually tell you the truth. He'd be like, this week pretty much sucked. This is could be better, you know.
A little the truth. That's what I love.
That's right.
You know,
it's refreshing. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, so did you read this article in Vanity Fair about Donald Trump possibly launching a?
Stop! You can never ask me another question for as long as we live about whether or not I have read anything in Vanity Fair.
Well,
that's like being force-fed broccoli.
I like broccoli.
Well, good for you.
Hey, we gotta be a little diverse, dude. One of the topics I want to discuss today is social justice, and that means we got to be racially sensitive, we got to be gender sensitive, and I believe a part of that may be possibly journalism sensitive.
Journalist sensitive?
I think that there's a case to be made for this, that we ought to be able to say that some journalists on the left don't get enough attention.
I mean, I don't think we can make that argument. Yes. It's so mind-numbing. Literally, I felt my brain, like, flinch inside of my skull.
Hey, I'm just trying to make sure you're awake over there. Are you drinking your coffee?
I think, no. It is, you could freeze the nipples off of a bull in this studio right now. Me and Chris during the break are going to snuggle just to try to stay warm.
Hey, I watched that movie Everest last night. You ever seen that?
Which one?
That movie Everest.
Everest. That sounds like a mountain movie.
Yeah, you would talk about freezing nipples.
Right.
It's pretty
nipply up there at the top, huh?
What, dude? That movie was about. It's based on a true story.
I'm sick of true stories, dog.
Really?
I want people to make movies that aren't true.
Why you don't want to read Vanity Fair?
I don't know. It's like true Hollywood stories.
I don't know. You're starting to get a little bit weary on me over here.
I'm all good. So what's in Vanity Fair? What is this?
So there was this exclusive quote unquote story that Donald Trump's end game is to launch Trump News and that he's going to actually bail out of the presidency. Huh?
Oh, come on. I mean, no, that can't be.
I'm not saying that I believe it. I just think it's an interesting topic to discuss.
I mean, it is kind of weird that Vanity Fair is not necessarily the Inquirer, so that it does give it a little more credence. So he wants to start his own agency, Trump News.
Well, I mean, that's what the claim is there. It says every election has its own breakout media star. In 1992, it was CNN. A few years later, it would have been an email blast called the Drudge Report. By 2000, the country had more or less been neatly delineated between MSNBC and Fox News households. The 2008 election introduced Politico and the Huffington Post to the adults table. BuzzFeed joined in 2012. The breakout media star in 2016 is in
Lanterns.buzz.
I like the way you're thinking there, but these people are very biased. We're talking about Vanity Fair, liberal.
Oh, right.
They support liberals. So
Well,
they're basically saying that
They
Donald
showed some
Trump,
love to the Drudge Report.
Yeah, well, I mean, they email blast called the Drudge Report.
All right.
They didn't even-
Email
they
blast.
didn't cred. But it says now several people around him are looking for a way to leverage his supporters into a new media platform and cable channel. You know what I was thinking? I was actually thinking really, really hard about this and whether or not it was true. And they don't even have to do anything. They already have the Trump network.
Oh, yeah, right. That's already established.
That's already established. Breitbart.com. All you got to do is change the name.
Or put a camera somewhere inside of their office building.
Well, and you'd probably see him coming in and out of the studios. Right?
Well, I can tell you that the Trump campaign is phenomenal at T-shirt making.
Really?
Oh, yeah, dude.
And is there like picture that I can see to kind of give evidence of what you're talking about?
Yes, I sent it to you on Facebook. But it's real simple, actually. This was a T-shirt that the Trump campaign, I don't think officially has claimed any credit for, but the Trump supporters are apparently picking up the entrepreneurial nature of Donald Trump because he is a great billionaire businessman, right? He's not a politician,
right?
He's politically incorrect. And Trump, the good thing about his name, his brand, is that even that name has become synonymous with winning.
Right.
So at a recent Hillary campaign, you had lines outside of the rally for this shirt, and the shirt is entitled "Trump That Bitch."
Easy there.
Yeah, So and it's apparently
I actually just posted it on our on our Twitter feed. You can go to lanterns.buzz or Paul Revere again, and you can see that
the ingenuity of Americans never fails to disapprove or disappoint.
I'm still trying to figure out if that's a knock on Trump or Hillary. I mean, Hillary.
Of course. It's first of all, it's calling her a bitch, and secondly, it's saying basically that he's gonna defeat her. He's trumping her, like when you play your Trump card. You know what I mean? Right. Come on, dude. It's a 3-word T-shirt. I shouldn't have to be explaining this to you.
So I wonder if there's going to be any I don't know, copyright infringement things going on here. Because doesn't he have a trademark for his name or whatever?
Look, if his supporters show up at Hillary rallies all over the country and they're selling these T-shirts, he is not going to say anything about that.
Unless this Vanity Fair story is correct, they may not win.
Well, primarily because he doesn't care about winning the presidency. He never has. By the way, if you have any thoughts on this, 504-556-9696. What do you think about this whole Vanity Fair piece that says that Donald Trump has actually only really got into this and is now trying to parlay his success by starting his own media company, if you will? Any credence to that? 504-556-9696.
So have you been keeping an eye on the latest trending hashtag? I just actually saw this today.
Yeah, I used 2 of them today.
Did you? Which one did you use?
One of them I tweeted out earlier today. I said, Chris and Trey are the hottest radio hosts ever. Said
no one.
Said no woman ever. Because the hashtag no woman ever was trending earlier today. So I figured out how to parlay that into what we were doing. The other thing that was trending was tomorrow is Father's Day. So I put that on the tweets as well. So hopefully we'll get a little extra love. But no woman ever, hashtag no woman ever, should miss the Battlefield Live. So, all right, Chris, we're going to go to the first break. And when we come back, we're going to dig in more to what we got on the show planned for you today. 504-556-9696 to be a part of the show. Chris and Trey on the Battlefield Live here on WGSO 990 AM. We'll be right back.
Radio Network on Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, iTunes, Player FM, YouTube, and other social media by searching keyword Lanterns Buzz or Lanterns Radio Network.
Are you looking for a reasonable and affordable way to enhance your image or your company's image on the internet? Are you looking for ways to leverage internet technology to streamline your business? An upgraded website or web application is the way to go. Vast Virtual Solutions is a technology company that specializes in developing websites that operate on the cutting edge with the ability to save you and your business time and money. Visit vastvirtual.com for a business quote today. vastvirtual.com.
This advertisement does not constitute an offer to sell a franchise. The offer of a franchise can only be made through the delivery of a franchise disclosure document. Fresh Healthy Vending is a new company that is revolutionizing the vending machine business by filling them with healthy and natural foods. That's right. Protein and energy drinks, teas and juices, yogurts, fresh fruits and veggies, soy milk, natural cereals, granola bars. Can you imagine that? It's like having a whole food store in a machine. And you can get in on the ground floor by getting your own Fresh Healthy Vending franchise. You can have your own small business placing healthy food vending machines all over your area in places like schools and hospitals and businesses and airports and other high traffic areas. Locations that embrace the idea because, you know, they make money too. Full training and support and assistance in acquiring locations. It's all about timing, folks. Pick up the phone, make the call to Fresh Healthy Vending, and get all the details on what could be your big life moment. Get Fresh Healthy Vending franchise information now. Call 800-424-8282. 424-8282. That's 800-424-8282.
Did you ever think that the presumptive Republican nominee for President of the United States would have similar policy and, suggestions as the Democratic Socialist candidate?
I never thought that a Republican candidate for president would hold both liberal and conservative policies at the same time.
Right.
I mean, this is totally fascinating. Visit the website battlefield.buzz for the latest from Chris and Trey from the Battlefield Live radio show.
We're here to fix the machine.
All right, thank you for joining us back on the battlefield. And if you have not started following us yet on social media, all we have to say, we can make a hashtag about this, True. What are you waiting on?
Right.
Because, folks, we spend a lot of time on social media. And you can actually go to Spreaker.com and find us there at Lanterns Buzz. You can subscribe to all of our podcasts or just subscribe to the channel, and our podcast will come to you in notification. And just do a Lanterns Buzz hashtag search on Spreaker.com, or you can just search for Battlefield Live. Also, you can find us on Twitter at Lanterns Buzz, or you can find me at Paul Revere again, and you can find Trey at T-Rob Radio. You can also find us on Facebook.com, where we're streaming live right now, live video feed. You can see inside of the Battlefield bunker, if you will. Also, you can subscribe to us on SoundCloud, YouTube. We're on Google+. You can also subscribe to our iTunes podcast as well as our Google Play podcast, depending on what kind of device you have. You can go to Player FM and find us there, or you can find us on Stitcher. You can also, if this is all confusing to you folks and you can't write it fast enough, all you got to do is go to radio.battlefield.buzz, the website, radio.battlefield.buzz, And not only will you get our show times there, but you'll also get all of the places where you can find us on social media. You can also find our radio network that you often hear us mention, Lanterns Radio Network. Go to lanterns.buzz, and you can check out our show as well as all the other very talented hosts that we have, including Mike Miller, Paris Pacopis, Julio Rivera, and Andrew Chavarria from The Intersection. So you got to check out all of those different talents there at lanterns.buzz. Also, if you're interested in a little more, I guess you could say a more advanced version of Chris and Trey, you can go pick up a book called Deus Ex Machina, The Progression of Secular Socialism on Amazon for $9.99 on Kindle, or if you want the hardcover or paperback, you can get that there as well. And that book goes into what we're experiencing now, which is actually somewhat of the completion of the progression of secular socialism, which started in the late 1900s, early 20th century. I'm sorry, the early 20th century is when it started. So check that out, Deus Ex Machina, The Progression of Secular Socialism on Amazon.com. So, Trey, there's a hashtag that was trending earlier. I went and took a look at it. PPL Summit. I wasn't sure what that was, and I clicked on it and realized that they actually have a People's Summit going on today in Chicago, Illinois.
A People's Summit.
Yes, the People's Summit.
Well, that's good. I mean, the last couple of weeks we've been talking about these disgusting animal summits and furry things, and what was some other things? Otherkins. Otherkins summits.
Yeah, well, I don't know that we are that far from the animals in this one.
Oh, no.
Well, I mean, it's in Illinois, Chicago, Illinois, right?
Hey, good job, by the way, on saying that correctly.
What's that, Illinois?
Yeah, Southerners typically throw that S back in there.
Illinois?
Yeah.
Well, there's probably a lot of noise going on in this People's Summit.
Oh, so what is the topic of the People's Summit?
Well, think about just think about just the name of the summit, the People's Summit.
Is it some kind of union labor thing, some kind of worker party, some kind of socialist?
Well, let me read some of the name of some of the speakers there, and let's see if we can kind of maybe, without drawing any judgment yet, let's just name some of the speakers. How about Naomi Klein or Roseanne DeMoro? How about this one? Sean King.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Tulsia Gabbard. I don't even know who most of these people are. How about Jesus Barraza?
Oh.
Not that Jesus.
You had me there for a second. I was like, oh, well, if Jesus is there, well, then it's all good then.
We gotta travel. But trying to look and see if there's any other. All right. So basically, apparently, what this is. Let me read from the About page. He says, call for the People's Summit building the political revolution. At a time of tremendous turmoil and progressive opportunity, I like that, opportunity, we invite you to participate in a historic convening of organizations and individuals committed to social, racial, and economic justice. They should have just put socialism, I think is what they said. Committed to socialism would probably be, they wouldn't have had to use so many words, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely.
So on June 17th through 19th in Chicago, after we should probably call that Stalingrad, in Chicago, after the party primary season and before the party conventions, we seek to bring together activists committed to a different kind of agenda, a people's agenda that can advance and expand issues, campaigns, and hold all elected officials accountable to popular demands for justice, equality, and freedom. We envision this summit as further deepening the relationship between participating organizations rooted in principled anti-corporate politics, development of community leaders, direct action not based on partisan identification, and strategic organizing to build power. Seems pretty nice, doesn't it?
Gotta love that. I mean, that sounds like a family event. I don't know why they didn't just hold that at the Disney resort.
Well, I don't know. So it says the summit itself will include plenary, and it says plenary, include plenary. I don't even know why. I thought plenary was an adjective. Is that correct, Trey?
Plenary?
Plenary. I thought that was a an adjective. See, here we go with the damn dictionary again.
This is the kind of grammar, expertise that we offer here at the Battlefield Live.
Well, yeah, I mean, I have to know what words mean. So unqualified or absolute. Well, that makes sense. Will include so let's say unqualified or absolute, and which, see, it doesn't even make any sense. The person that wrote this is an idiot. And probably all the people that are talking there are idiots, but I digress.
Please.
The summit itself will include plenary and workshop sessions. It's probably supposed to say plenty of workshop sessions devoted to key issues such as the fight for 15 mass incarceration and all right. So bottom line is this is a social justice convention, right? And Trey, you and I have spoken extensively on the social justice movement, right?
Right.
So if you could maybe summarize in, I don't know, 1 minute or a paragraph what social justice is and what it stands for, what would you say it would be?
Social justice? Oh boy. I don't look, social justice to me, when I think about social justice, I always harken back to I put it in theological terms.
Okay, and there's definitely relevant there.
So I think about I forget the first guy's name. It might be Jeffrey Combs. He wrote a book. Or the Catholic. Let me back up for a second. The Catholic Church, when it really began to expand the Catholic Church into Central and South America and other third world and really heavily poverty-stricken places, this started off as a kind of a church doctrine, this idea of social justice and doing for really poor people who probably would be given the moniker of disadvantaged, underprivileged, at risk, things like that. And it was the church's job to then go in there and take some of its resources from its more benevolent, more able to give members, and then turn around and redistribute that into the community by feeding people, giving them clothing, giving them housing, so on and so forth. Well, in the 1960s, with everything that was going on, coming out of the Cold War, coming out of Red Scare, plus everything, all the baby boomers on college campuses, civil rights and that whole deal, plus everybody not wanting to be at Vietnam, he writes a book called Liberation Theology. And Liberation Theology basically became the Protestant version of the Catholic social justice movement. So what was intended to be something for the church or for church members only, it morphed itself into basically the Marxist vein if you were a religious person. Right. So that's kind of, and so now if you take religion out of it, it still follows that same tenet where it's still redistribution of wealth, redistribution of justice, redistribution of property and other things, but now through the use of government to somehow make this society more equal.
Right. So the Catholic Church, I want to say it was Pope Leo the 13th. So it was around the 1870s. All right, when he was born, I think he was born in he rolled in 1870. Anyway,
hey, throw us to break, and we come back. We'll discuss this more.
All right, stick with us, folks. We'll get into this a little bit of social justice and the social justice warriors.
And Chris, I want to give a PSA. There's a big conference and convention going on here in New Orleans, and we here at the Battlefield Live want to do our part.
Sounds good. Stick with us, folks. We'll be right back after this short break on the Battlefield Live radio program.
Stay connected to Lanterns Radio Network by following us on Twitter and Facebook at Lanterns Buzz.
Are you looking for a reasonable and affordable way to enhance your image or your company's image on the internet? Are you looking for ways to leverage internet technology to streamline your business? An upgraded website or web application is the way to go. Vast Virtual Solutions is a technology company that specializes in developing websites that operate on the cutting edge with the ability to save you and your business time and money. Visit vastvirtual.com for a business quote today. vastvirtual.com.
Did you ever think that the presumptive Republican nominee for President of the United States would have similar policy and, suggestions as the Democratic Socialist candidate?
I never thought that a Republican candidate for president would hold both liberal and conservative policies at the same time.
Right.
I mean,
like
this is totally
gyroscope.
fascinating. Visit the website battlefield.buzz for the latest from Chris and Trey from the Battlefield Live radio show.
Grace at the Greenlight is a not-for-profit outreach that serves the local homeless community in the New Orleans area. In just over a year, we have served over 18,000 meals and distributed over 33,000 bottles of water to the homeless. We are grateful for our local community agencies and individuals who sponsor these meals and water. Thanks to McMath Construction, Christchurch Cathedral, Perrier and Lacoste, McGee School, Faubourg Private Wealth, Capital Business Solutions, Oral and Berry LLC, the Fat Bankers Social Aid and Pleasure Club, and Emery and James Limited. If you would like to be involved in making a difference in our local homeless community, either by volunteering or donating, please contact Sarah Parks at 504-239-4544, 504-239-4544, or visit our website at graceatthegreenlight.org.
Goers in Orlando had been armed with guns, the shooting would have turned out differently.
And one of the people in that room happened to have it and goes boom, boom. You know what? That would have been a beautiful, beautiful sight, folks. That would have been a beautiful, beautiful sight.
Trump went on to tell the Texas crowd that building a wall along the Mexico border will help stop future attacks. A new poll shows Donald Trump is gaining ground on Hillary Clinton in the presidential race as terrorism and gun control become the top issues. A new Reuters Ipsos poll conducted the week after the Orlando massacre shows the likely Republican nominee gaining more than 3 points on Clinton. Some 45% of Americans supported Trump's proposal to ban Muslims from immigrating to the U.S. This is USA Radio News.
In the best of times, things are pretty easy. But when things go wrong, are you prepared for your family? Hi, this is Rusty Humphreys. Let me tell you about my good friends at Numanna. Numanna is a company that makes the best storable foods available anywhere in the world. It's easy to prepare. It's long-term food storage that has organic superfoods that are superior products to help your family thrive in any situation. These hearty foods are made with only the best, healthy, natural ingredients. And let me tell you, my friends at Numanna, they avoid the chemicals and the processes that have been found to make people sick. You don't want that. There's no aspartame, no high fructose corn syrup, no added MSG, no chemical preservatives, no soy. Just the best foods to be available in the worst of times. You can find it all on the website, usaradiofood.com. usaradiofood.com. Find out more at usaradiofood.com.
Water is the single most important thing your body needs, so you want to be sure it's the best for you and your family. Since 2005, thousands have depended on Berkey purified water. The Berkey...
Why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Having trouble finding Connor's middle school? Would you like directions?
No, why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with him over homework.
Home, walk, restaurant. Need a review?
No, I need help. He's very smart, but his mind wanders. He's disorganized.
I think I understand.
Oh, good.
Finding best potatoes for French fries.
No!
Russet, fingerling, Yukon Gold.
Why don't you understand me?
Sorry, I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Brought to you by understood.org and the Ad Council.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but as you grew up, things changed. Teaching just didn't seem like the best option anymore. So you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Interesting and innovative things are happening in teaching today. So it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right. the first time.
Find out how you can make more at teach.org. Make more. Teach. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
Hey folks, this is Jeff Crouere. Join me at 7 a.m. till 11 right here on WGSO 990 a.m. or Ringside Politics with a Punch. We're going to be bringing you great guests. We'll discuss the latest hot topics and, of course, taking your phone calls. On Monday, Ringside All-Star Chad Rogers joins us at thedidpelicans.com. We'll look at the legislature in their final week of the special session, the latest polls on the Senate race, and the infighting in the Republican Party. All of that and more right here on Ringside from 7 to 11 on WGSO.
We're here to fix the machine.
Thank you for sticking with us on the battlefield, folks. We are in the GoDay.media studios, WGSO 990 AM. Did want to mention GoDay.media. If you're looking for any type of social media help or any branding, in other words, if you're needing help with Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, any of the social media outlets out there, Spreaker, reach out to Rob and Melissa over at GoDay.media. They can help you. They are the one-stop shop for all of that, as well as any of your branding needs. If you need a new logo or you need to, spruce up your image, if you will, they are a great place to go get that taken care of. Also, Vast Virtual Solutions, once you get all the branding and the social media taken care of, Vast Virtual Solutions can build you a application, web application, or a website that could represent that brand on the internet. So you can reach out to Vast Virtual Solutions at vastvirtual.com. Check them out, vastvirtual.com. And last but not least, to promote all of that, you're going to need a good promotions company. dh-promotions.com is the place to go. Marshall does a great job over there on painting the picture, if you will, for all of your customers and people out there that are looking to figure out what you do. So if you need any kind of shirts with embroidery, or you need any type of corporate swag or promotional products like business cards, or if you need coffee mugs with your logo on it, anything that you're going to share with someone to promote your business, Marshall at dh-promotions.com can take care of that for you. So I wanted to get into this, Trey. I was debating somebody on the Second Amendment the other day, which is pretty clear. I think it's probably the clearest of all the amendments, at least in context. You can go back as far as you dig in context, you will find that there's no way to dispute that we have the right to bear arms, and in fact, any type of arms. I know people say, "Oh, yeah, well, you can't have a tank or a bazooka." Well, to the contrary, okay. As much as crazy as that sound, but I mean, at the end of the day, we got to fight for simple things like our gun rights, right? So I was reading this with this person we were debating. It says, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people, okay, to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. And we know this. I'm not going to get into the details about this. Is a two-part statement that basically the people are to bear arms to be able to regulate the federal government is the intention of the Second Amendment. It's not to duck hunt. It's not to, shoot squirrels in the backyard. It's not to, shoot your pellet gun at ducks and stuff like that. No, it's actually to regulate the government, right? So Trey, one of the things that this guy that I was debating was talking about was the part of the amendments that says the people. Okay, in other words, my argument is that it is for the citizenry to protect, to be protected, right? And his argument, well, it's not for the citizenry. It's also for what he would say resident aliens is also protected under this. And I started thinking about it. It's like, here is a leftist that is promoting the Second Amendment in a way that is trying to expand this right outside of the citizenry. Okay? Now, my first thought was, that is incorrect, because if that was the case, and I started doing some research, then the Second Amendment, Article 1, Section 2, would give non-citizens or resident aliens the ability to vote in the House of Representatives, right? Because Article 1, Section 2 says the Senate of the United States shall be composed of 2 senators from each state elected by the people, right? So I started doing some thinking about this, and then I read the 17th Amendment The 17th Amendment says the Senate of the United States shall be composed of the 2 senators from each state elected by the people, right? Doesn't say the citizens. It says by the people. And here we are, just happen to be, tooling around on Twitter, and I come across the People's Summit, right? People that are in favor of illegal aliens and all these different people all around. You start to see where I'm going with this?
I am, but I think it kind of falls in on itself when the first 3 words of the Constitution are "we the people." It doesn't say "we the citizens," but it says "we the people of the United States of America." Now, if the left is trying to use some sort of people as in a generic universal sense that we're all people and therefore all should have the rights. Look, we destroyed liberal Dan Zimmerman on this one back in the day when he was trying to explain that everything that's codified inside the Constitution basically is for everyone in the world. And we destroyed him on that thought. But Chris, we actually are loaded up right now on the phone lines. We've got 3 people on hold right now. If you want to go to the phones,
sure, go ahead.
All right. So this first gentleman needs no more introduction other than line 1, the flaming liberal.
Oh, what's up, my friend?
And I was flaming before flaming was cool. I've had many a good right-wing conservative tell me they have a constitutional right to possess an assault weapon, such as an AR-15. Well, many years ago, California banned assault weapons. The Ninth Circuit Federal Court of Appeals upheld the ban. The NRA appealed to the United States Supreme Court. The United States Supreme Court would not hear the appeal. So you do not have a constitutional right to possess an assault-type weapon. Any state or local government is perfectly free to ban such purchases, or I would even think such possession of such weapons. Now, I had a chat with Colonel Manus, every conservative's favorite choice, who's running for the United States Senate at this moment. And when I brought up the assault weapons, he said, well, there's no difference between like an AR-15 type assault weapon and a deer hunting rifle. Now, that's preposterous. And look, I don't hunt. I don't like guns.
An AR-15?
What?
Have you ever shot an AR-15 or a
no,
rifle?
Definitely not, no. But an AR-15, you could, like this crazy madman did at Orlando, he was constantly putting in 20-round clips. A deer hunting rifle, you have to physically reload the bullets into the gun, and it can only hold, 3, 4, 5 bullets. So there's no comparison between a hunting rifle and an assault-type rifle. That can look. The crazy man in Colorado had a 100-round magazine attached to the assault rifle. Now that is no deer hunting rifle.
Flaming liberal. The point that conservatives make, and I think that liberals tend to conflate or confuse, and I don't think that either one of those are accidental, is the fact that the caliber of these guns are very similar. They're the exact same. In other words, I can take a .223 or a .556 round that, yes, goes into a 20 or 30 round magazine and shoot with my AR-15 because it has a specific receiver, but yet take a .223 bolt action and only be able to put in 4 rounds, bolt action 1 into the chamber and add 1 more into it to have a total of 5 in the gun to go hunting as well. It's the same exact bullet. So there's like the AR-10. The AR-10 is the same gun that like I use when I go hog hunting. I shoot a .308 Winchester round. So that's a .308, but that's what the AR-10 shoots. So when we talk about guns that go, like hunting and also or what you refer to as an assault rifle. And thank you for the phone call. Chris, you want to share your video, just kind of the highlights real quick of your video, and explain. You had 5 assault weapons.
Yes, you can check out that video on our Facebook page, facebook.com/LanternsBuzz.
So you had what was the first assault weapon you had?
The first weapon that I had that you could assault somebody with was an AR-15.
Okay, so you had a scary black military-looking red dot scoped out assault rifle.
Yeah, it was pretty scary.
It was scary. It's AR-10. It's pretty scary looking, right?
Well, AR-15.
I mean, AR-15, sorry. Then what was the next thing you had?
The next one was a 9mm. It was actually larger caliber gun than the AR-15.
So an actual bigger bullet.
Right.
And that's one that you actually carry with you for personal protection.
That is the one that I carry with me everywhere I go.
Up close, that bullet, without a doubt, is going to do more damage.
Absolutely. It's a hollow point. It's going to do a lot more damage. It will not, most cases, it probably won't go all the way through you, but it'll make a big hole if it does.
So the third, real quickly before we go to our final break, the third weapon was what?
A pair of tongs that you have on
A pair of kitchen tongs, right?
Yeah, you could stab somebody and assault somebody with that pretty fiercely.
The fourth weapon you had was it a dog bowl?
A dog bowl, and I would imagine that somebody could drown in a dog bowl.
Or whoop upside your head, right?
That's right.
And the last thing was, it was a piece of dog crap on a foil paper, right?
That is correct.
All can be used to assault someone.
Yep.
All can be used as a weapon.
Yep.
All should be banned, according to liberals? I don't know.
I guess if it's an assault weapon.
All right, we got more phone callers, so stay on the line. We're coming back to you after this last break. Finish up the show, and we're going to try to do another PSA that the Flaming Liberal will probably be appreciative of, since he doesn't like weapons, here on the Battlefield Live with Chris and Trey. 504-556-9696.
Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, iTunes, Player FM, YouTube, and other social media by searching keyword Lanterns Buzz or Lanterns Radio Network.
Are you looking for a reasonable and affordable way to enhance your image or your company's image on the internet? Are you looking for ways to leverage internet technology to streamline your business? An upgraded website or web application is the way to go. Vast Virtual Solutions is a technology company that specializes in developing websites that operate on the cutting edge with the ability to save you and your business time and money. Visit vastvirtual.com for a business quote today. vastvirtual.com.
What are you doing to stop traffic when your business is ready to wow the pants off customers? Visit Sir Speedy. We produce quality signs, posters, banners, and more that are just the trick for trade shows, promotions, events, and product launches. Whether you're taking it to the street, the floor, or the counter, bigger is always better. For more information or to get a quote, go to SirSpeedyNewOrleans.com.
This advertisement does not constitute an offer to sell a franchise. The offer of a franchise can only be made through the delivery of a franchise disclosure document. Fresh Healthy Vending is a new company that is revolutionizing the vending machine business by filling them with healthy and natural foods. That's right. Protein and energy drinks, teas and juices, yogurts, fresh fruits and veggies, soy milk, natural cereals, granola bars. Can you imagine that? It's like having a whole food store in a machine. And you can get in on the ground floor by getting your own Fresh Healthy Vending franchise. You can have your own small business placing healthy food vending machines all over your area in places like schools and hospitals and businesses and airports and other high traffic areas. Locations that embrace the idea because, you know, they make money too. Full training and support and assistance in acquiring locations. It's all about timing, folks. Pick up the phone, make the call to Fresh Healthy Vending, and get all the details on what could be your big life moment. Get Fresh Healthy Vending franchise information now. Call 800-424-8282. 424-8282. That's 800-424-8282.
Are you a business looking to maximize your marketing dollars? Big Easy Motorsports is the answer for you. We are a NASCAR Camping World Truck Series race team. Imagine sitting in your office trying to figure out how you can gain market share without breaking the bank. Big Easy Motorsports. Call today to learn more at 504-287-7268. That's 504-287-7268. Big Easy Motorsports, leading the way to faster profits for you.
Did you ever think that the presumptive Republican nominee for President of the United States would have similar policy and, suggestions as the Democratic Socialist candidate?
I never thought that a Republican candidate for president would hold both liberal and conservative policies at the same time.
Right.
I mean,
like
this is totally fascinating. Visit the website battlefield.buzz for the latest from Chris and Trey from the Battlefield Live radio show.
We're here to fix the machine.
Thank you for sticking with us on the battlefield. I want to go to the phones. Let's go to Matt in Metairie. What's going on, Matt?
That's Matthew the Evil Oil Man. Now, I'd probably horrify the flame because I have a battlefield weapon of war, namely a short magazine Lee Enfield.
So what do you think about all this assault weapon stuff? How do we
the
define?
term is meaningless. First off, you cannot buy an assault rifle anywhere because they're not made. The Stormgewehr 44 is an antique. You'll find them in a few collections and some museums, but there are no assault rifles. People call them that, but to me, it's you either have a automatic, semi-automatic, or bolt action.
Bolt action, I was about to say. Revolver, lever action.
Lever action. The assault rifle. Oh, my God.
Black powder.
Huh?
Black powder.
Black powder, yes. Well, if Bernie had gotten the nomination, we'd probably be left with those.
All right, muskets.
Yeah, he's up there with us for our ability to own our black powder weapon.
Yeah, that'd be a racist weapon.
Well, no, actually, it wouldn't be. It would be anti-racist because you're using black power to powder your gun.
Very good.
I see what you're doing there.
Thank you, Matthew. Appreciate the phone call.
Racist honkies.
So who else we got on hold?
Let's go to Tony. Tony in Metairie.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Hey, a very interesting conversation all over the place here. Just out of curiosity, most people don't even know it, but the guy who, what's his name, Wayne Lapierre of the NRA once told me, I spoke to him personally, that I asked him, I said, how many people in America have fully automatic weapons? Fully automatic weapons. And the figure back in 2012 was 990,000 Americans own fully automatic weapons, everything from a 22 all the way up to cannons, bazookas, tanks, you name it. If you get approved by the ATF, you can own it if you can afford it.
Right.
You got to pass some certain tests, but 900, and twice a year, the biggest contests in America are held for fully automatic weapons to see who can shoot up a truck or a car or blow it up or explode it. So most people don't even know that.
Tony, what's your weapon of choice?
My weapon of choice, 9mm, 44 mag. I like a 44 mag. They're very smooth, very, very silky. I have a one that goes back a few years, and it's like six. It's a 6-shot. And you can pull it, just revolve on one hand. It'll pump out 6 shells faster, and then a 38 snub nose is a piece of junk. I also have a Remington 30-06 hunting rifle, semi-automatic. It come originally with a 3-round clip, but you can get a 5-round clip, a 10-round clip, and a 20-round clip. I have a 10 and a 20.
Huh. I didn't think you could get those high-capacity magazines for Remington for 30.
They still around. All of that language that you guys are talking about is a bunch of hocus-pocus stuff.
Yeah.
There's all this concept of the assault rifle and all that. It's just a bunch of hocus-pocus invented by liberals and stuff. But I want to diverse into something you all were talking about, liberation theology.
Yes.
Yes, and you were talking, something I got in an email yesterday was a thing from the mayor's office about this new thing going on in New Orleans called Equity New Orleans, advancing the strategies in city government. And it comes up with, now here's what they're saying. There's a difference between the word equality and equity, and they give this diagram, and you're going to love it. 3 guys are standing at the curb when a parade is coming down the street. One guy is 6 foot tall, one's 5 foot tall, and one's 4 foot tall. They're all standing on an 18-inch box, reaching up trying to grab the beads as they get thrown to them.
Are you telling a
joke? Policeman comes along. The 6-foot guy, he gives him a ticket because he's catching too many beads. He takes his box, out from underneath him, and he brings it over to the 4-foot guy and puts it up to him. The guy in the middle, now they're all equal across from each other, and all three people catch the same amount of beads now. That's equity. Before you had equality, which meant whoever got it, got it. Now equity says you got to give up what you got and give it to somebody else who doesn't. I'm telling you, I'm going to send this to you, Trey.
Please do.
This is going. There's this whole thing being formed with this called the resiliency in New Orleans with the what's this thing they call it here? The Rockefeller Foundation, the Kellogg Foundation, and they're working and all this stuff. And the strategies that they're promoting is how to take away, like you're talking about, the liberation deal. They now mayors have learned to use what the politicians are doing in government and the Obama people, and not just to pick on Obama, but how to take, it's more like a Robin Hood philosophy.
Right.
Take what you have and give it to somebody else.
That's right. Thank you for the phone call, Tony. 504-556-9696. Last caller, Chris, on the line. Phil the Patriot. Phil, welcome to the program.
Hey, good afternoon, brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters. They're going after our guns. That's why they're staging all these events. I can tell you right now, Barack Obama, he should be on the terrorist watch list. That crazy woman, Loretta Lynch, she should be on the terrorist watch list. Hillary Clinton, she should be on the terrorist watch list. Brothers and sisters, I can assault you with a spoon. All of this stuff is a bunch of baloney language. They fooling you. They usually fool you jiu-jitsu on you. And guess what? They're not fooling me. They might be fooling you, but they're not fooling me. Brothers and sisters, let me tell you what my favorite weapon of choice is. One short samurai sword for my left hand and one long samurai sword for my right hand. Yeah!
Thank you, Phil.
That was our resident insane asylum candidate there.
Chris, let's squeeze this in real quick. This weekend here in New Orleans, you know what's going on, right?
I have no idea.
It is the New Orleans Pride Convention or Pride Festival. The 17th through the 19th, in case you and Barbara want to come down to New Orleans.
Well, it would have to be me and another dude.
Not necessarily. I mean, I don't think they're a very tolerant group. But, in the wake of Orlando, Chris, there's a lot of people who might find themselves in an active shooter situation if you find yourself in a gay club. And I'm assuming a lot of the people in town this week will probably find themselves in a gay club.
I would imagine so.
So, a couple of things. That if
is this a public service announcement?
This is a public service announcement. If you find yourself in a gay club, Chris, and there is an active shooter situation, number one, know that no one's coming to save you. Like, this is not like humorous. This is like for real.
Is that like a ding on the homosexual community?
No, basically what it is cops know because of Columbine and things of that sort. They don't rush in until they know that there's like a way in. It took them 3 hours, Chris, just to get to the gay club in Orlando last weekend.
Yeah, he had time to get on his Facebook page and call his wife.
Right. Ordered a pizza and
yeah.
Number two, you better bring your A game because these killers, they walk in with weapons, lots of ammo, and long guns, and you probably won't have a weapon. Number three, hiding and playing dead, they're not really good options. Number four, you may have to attack the killer even though you're unarmed. What the hell do you have to lose anyway? You're probably going to get shot and killed. You might as well attack the guy. Maybe you become a hero. And if not, you die anyway while you're trying to attack him. But you're in a club. There's hundreds of people and one guy with a gun. And lastly, know that just like hiding in a bathroom stalls are not bulletproof. And so cover your face because these people want face shots.
Okay. Oh, so many ways we could take that. So, all right, folks. Well, thank you for joining us on the battlefield. How many more minutes we got, Trey?
We're done. Take us home.
All right. Thank you for sticking with us on the battlefield, folks. If you're interested in our program, check out battlefield.buzz. On the internet, you can also find us on Twitter at LanternsBuzz, at Paul Revere again, and at T-Rob Radio. Thank you for sticking with us on the battlefield. We'll be back next Saturday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks.